Hi there. In a previous video, I explained some of the ways that you can use the time in between your coaching sessions, the activities you can undertake in order to maximize the benefits you get from a coaching program. But I also get a frequently asked question about finding the time to do this stuff. I'm Dr. Richard McKinnon. I'm a chartered psychologist and coach, and on this channel, I share insights from the science of psychology to help you be your best self at work. So in this video, I want to explore some of the simple ways you can find time to dedicate to the coaching exercises or the coaching homework that is really going to contribute positively to your experience of coaching. Okay, so you're probably used to me saying that one of the most important things to bear in mind when working with a coach is the work that you do in between the coaching sessions, that you might get a light bulb moment while you're with your coach. That's incredible. But for the most part, it's the reflection, the action you take, the experimentation that you engage in, that's really going to help you get the most from this experience. The pushback I often get is, when do you expect me to do this? I'm a busy professional, I've got a lot on my plate already, look at my calendar, it's so full of commitments. You probably experienced this yourself, and you don't want to view it as one more thing on your plate. And I certainly don't want my clients leaving a coaching session feel like they're burdened with more chores to do. So one of the ways that I explore this with them is by looking for little slices of time where it's possible to engage in some coaching exercises, some coaching reflections. I call these the spaces in between. For the most part, the things that you're going to take away from a coaching session with me are things that you're going to want to practice for short periods of time, but do it regularly over time. Pausing to notice your emotions, your thoughts. Pausing to notice where your attention is and bringing it back to the present moment. Engaging in some thinking skills practices to get some distance from thoughts or memories or predictions that can get in the way of you engaging with what's really important to you. None of these things ought to take hours out of your time. I don't want to see anyone blocking out hours in their calendar to practice mindful awareness. That's not really how this works. It could also just take a few moments to jot down your main takeaways from the day, the main things that you're grateful for or that you've realized about yourself, or to make a note of what you've practiced. So this is why I talk about the little spaces in between. Let's take me as an example, but I'm not the benchmark. I just want to use this as an illustration. My day starts with a commute to the office. Granted, it's a very short commute, and that's intentional, because if there's one thing I don't want is to spend more time than I need to making the journey from home to work. But I've got a 10-minute walk to the local Docklands light railway station. I've then got a few minutes to wait for the train to come in, and then I've got about 10 minutes on that train until I get to the other end, and then maybe a 60-second walk to my office. When I get to my office, the first thing I want to do is have a cup of coffee, and then I've got the time to wait for the coffee machine to do its work. Then I've got to switch on my computer. I've got to wait for that to come to life, and then I come to life while I'm having my coffee. Let's pause there. There's lots of examples, lots of moments between when I leave my apartment and I actually start to begin work for the day when I could and do pause for a second to notice what's on my mind. What is my mind giving me? What kind of emotions am I experiencing? What's really important to me? What kind of values do I want to bring to life today? The pausing while I'm waiting for something anyway, whether it's a train or a delicious cup of coffee. I'm pointing to my coffee machine, I don't know why. But whether it's a train or a cup of coffee or a fully functioning computer, I have a pause there anyway. There's a gap. Why not use that gap to do something that's going to be helpful in your day? I know you'll have to wait for a kettle to boil, wait for a shower to heat up, wait for someone maybe to get ready in the morning. You'll have times in between meetings, or times walking from one building to the next, times when you're waiting on your own cup of coffee or waiting for your own laptop to come to life. These are these little moments in between of intentional action where you can take that moment and have a good think about what you want to get from your coaching, reflect on how it's going for you, practice some of the thinking skills, the observational skills, the emotional awareness, the connection with your values, all of the stuff we've been talking about, and just take that moment to do it. The alternative? Well, maybe have a bit of a browse on your phone, or have a look at your email, or get anxious about the next thing that's coming your way, or just engage in some daydreaming and completely leave that moment. Now, I'm not implying that you need to take every single space in your day and apply it to whatever you're working on in coaching, but I guarantee there will be a handful of moments every single day when you won't have something that needs to be done or can be done in that moment. You're not taking yourself away from one of your work priorities. You can dedicate that moment to reflection, to thinking. You can actively engage with your coaching priorities in those moments. I hope you found this perspective useful. I don't want to see anyone leaving coaching believing that they're going to have to dedicate hours to some activities. If you found it useful, please let me know below. Maybe click like, recommend the video to someone you think might benefit from it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more content like this. Thanks for watching.